Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in OTB hour number 3 here on this Tuesday morning. Tuesday shows brought to you by our friends over at Community Steel. CommunitySteelCo.com is the website right there in Gonzales, Louisiana. Go check them out today. Tay, I know this is something you put in the doc and wanted to hit on, and it's a good one to talk about because last year, according to ESPN.com, the New Orleans Saints had the 32nd best roster in the National Football League. Matt, how many teams are in the National Football League?
I read 32.
That would be 32. They put them as the worst roster in football. This year, they're not last.
Okay.
Now, it's a step. It's not a jump. They go from 32 to 26.
Okay. Respectable.
So, it's not great. It's not saying that they're a playoff team by any means. I would argue they're probably somewhere more realistically between like 22, 23 range still. Obviously work to do. But last year it was a roster that just didn't have any juice to it. It was a lot of unknowns. It felt like it had aging stars. It felt like it didn't have, draft choices that were living up to the hype. A lot of different things on this roster. I will say I feel much better about this roster coming into this year than I did a year ago. You've got Tyler Shuck, who we all feel like is about to take a big step forward. All right, he showed that last year. You have an Achane at running back that I thought was a top 12 running back in the National Football League last year. You have, if healthy, big if, Jordan Tyson, who you drafted 8th overall to pair with Chris Olave. You made one of the best free agent signings on the offensive line, the best interior offensive line signing maybe in the NFL. You get Cam Jordan back. Now you lose DeMario Davis, but you get Caden Ellis, somebody that knows the franchise incredibly well. I think the roster, without a doubt, I would even say much better than a year ago. Now, again, I'm not saying it's a top 15 roster right now. You can maybe make the argument maybe it's right there at 20, somewhere in that range, but it is better. You do expect to see strides. You are in a division that is it's weak. Let's call it like it is. Let's be fair to the conversation. Every team in the division last year had a losing record. If you look at the NFC North, every team had a winning record. So I'm not going to pretend that the NFC South is up for the best division. Mm-hmm. So there's still, even if the roster's not top 15, there's still a reason for Saints fans to be optimistic about what this year can be, considering the growth that they've made and also the teams that you're playing.
Yeah, it's man, I remember having those conversations last year about, wow, they are 32nd, ranked 32nd in the league, but maybe they should – I'd put them around 29 probably. I remember having those conversations last year. So it is certainly better. And this offseason has been – we all feel like been a really good offseason for, what they started with to what they've ended with. So they've certainly made the improvements. I'm looking at the list right now and kind of seeing the immediate – teams that are ranked above them. Carolina Panthers sitting at 24. You got the New York Jets sitting at 25, and then the Saints sitting at 26. So, can you make the argument that they have a better roster than those two teams? Certainly. Absolutely. 100% you can. So they're, I think that's, probably properly ranked. Does that mean they're the 26th best team in the league? No, because I think they're going to be one of the teams that makes the playoff this year. Now, it has to do with them being in a weak division, but I think that I will predict that the Saints do make the playoffs. Now, a lot of that is going to, or not a lot of that, I say that. It's hard to put a lot of anything on a rookie, but some of that success that I think they'll have does include Jordan Tyson being healthy and available for at least a large portion of the season, it's starting to kind of feel like it's certainly not going to be 17 games, but at least for a large portion, him being certainly a factor. And they won 4 to 5, last 5 of the game season with Tyler Shuck playing. And that was with a bad roster to start the season and with a lot of injuries. Found a way
Even
under
worse
a
roster to
rookie.
finish,
Yeah, exactly. And they found a way with a rookie quarterback that is not being talked about enough going into the season, frankly. And I don't understand why. Maybe the NFL talk really hasn't kicked up because, we've had baseball, we've got the World Cup going on. There's a lot of things distracting national media right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it just hasn't kicked up enough. But the amount of times I've heard Tyler Shuck's name mentioned on ESPN, big ESPN, I can count on one hand.
Yeah.
Probably. I think I heard I think the morning show on the national that I listened to driving into work, I think that Michelle Smalls, I think I heard her talk about, I think Tyler Shuck's going to be a surprise person this year, blah, blah, blah. And the other guys were like, what, that's your pick, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand, but I think that what he did last year and going into his second year, I keep saying it about the quarterbacks making their biggest strides between their first and second year in the NFL. I think he's going to be an X factor, and I think he's going to deliver you some wins that might look ugly, and might look that they're going to beat better teams, better rosters. It might not happen consistently, but they're going to do enough to win that division this year and sneak into the playoffs.
The team in the division that has, according to, again, ESPN.com, the best roster is Tampa Bay. They come in at number 18 on this list. So Tampa Bay comes in at 18. You've got Carolina, who comes in at 24. The Saints come in at 26. And then the Atlanta Falcons are tied for 29th with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, also
It's weird that they put a tie at 29 on this list. Come on, just
put them at
29.
Got to show the respect, Matt. I mean, look, if they're tied, they're tied.
Yeah. They got a 2 in front of it.
Just put them at 30.
Yeah.
So it kind of tells you what.
What metric were they using? We're like, well, numbers are the numbers. They're tied.
Tells you what people
So
think
dumb.
of the NFC South there. If we're going to look at this list in its totality and not just look at the NFC South portion of it, the Chicago Bears come in at number 17.
Interesting.
That one is a pretty surprising number for a team that won their division a year ago. And again, a division that had every team have a winning record. And when you look at what the Bears have, I'm a little bit surprised at how far down the list they are, because like the other teams in this conversation, for the most part, are non-playoff teams. Now, the Steelers do come in at number 19. They made the playoffs a year ago, but you surprised at Chicago all the way down there at number 17.
Yeah. That is a bit surprising. I'm looking at this roster and really trying to, of course, I'm not going to know 50% of the names here, but I'm just trying to.
Caleb Williams plays quarterback.
Yeah, Caleb Williams plays quarterback. I got that check mark on that one. You tell me, Mr. NFL guy.
I like DeAndre Swift. I think him and Kyle Monangai are a great 1-2 punch at the running back position. I felt like they had a good year a year ago that nobody really talks about as far as what they did together. I think Roma Dunze is going to have to play at a high level for them to achieve where they want to go. I'm going to be honest and say that I think Luther Burden's the best receiver on that team. I really do. And I know Roma Dunze was a first-round pick, and I think Rome's a good player. I think Luther Burden can be special.
Yeah.
You've heard me talk about him ever since he was a freshman at Missouri. I think he's going to be the best receiver on that team. They've got 2 tight ends that they like, in Colston
really good,
Loveland and Cole Kmet. They understand their roles on the team. They lost their center. He retired a little bit unexpectedly early, right? Not even 30 yet. They go make a move. They trade for Bradbury to be their center from New England. So offensively, I like a lot of who they are and what they are. Defensively, I like some of the moves that they've made. The thing they did not do that's going to get them in trouble, they did not add a pass rusher. They did not add an edge rusher. They needed to through the draft and through free agency. They didn't do it. The only thing they did in free agency was they added defensive tackles, some veteran guys there. That's good. It's not what you needed. And there's still some out there. And that's why I got a little nervous whenever Cam was out there in the wilderness looking for a team because, well, Dennis Allen. defensive coordinator there in Chicago knows him well, right? They know each other well, and so he would have probably fit in pretty easily into that Bears team. Glad he didn't. But they got to – I don't know what they think they have, but I don't see it. I think their biggest weakness is their defensive front, and this article agrees with it. It kind of talks about the same things, but Pat and I talk about it all the time on the NFL channel. Why did you not add an edge rusher? You're a team that has you made a run last year. You're a team that has a roster that's close already. Why wouldn't you go add an edge rusher? They just didn't.
Because they got Dennis Allen, the X factor. They don't need good players when you got that defensive coordinator calling the shots.
Okay.
You can take that take to afternoon radio if you want.
Nah, that's okay.
And if they don't win, he'll just throw his players under the bus.
He will do that. But I was surprised Chicago was that far down even with that because, like, the Cowboys are 14. The Cowboys were a 7-win team a year ago. The Chiefs were a 6-win team, and they come in at number 12.
Oh, who's got the best?
Green Bay has number 10 on this list.
Well, yeah, bro. Who's got the best defensive roster, Cowboys or the Bears?
Which one's better?
Just from your opinion, on defensively, who's got the best roster on defense? Because I look at them fairly similar. So the thing that pushes the Cowboys over the edge would be they got two of the best receivers on their team.
Yeah,
in the league.
And Javonte Williams was really good at running back.
I look at
the Cowboys traded for Rashawn Gary from Green Bay. That doesn't really do a whole lot for me. They traded for D. Winters. I do like him during the draft. Kobe Durant was added to this team. They drafted Caleb Downs. I like all of those moves. I don't know. I mean, Cowboys were really bad on defense last year. I like the high-end moves better for the Bears. They signed Devin Bush from Cleveland. I thought he was a really good player. Kobe Bryant comes over from Seattle. They spent draft choices on the defense as well. Dylan Thieneman, first-round pick out of Oregon, liked him the entire process. Malik Muhammad out of Texas in the 4th round. I think Chicago still has the better defense.
So if we're comparing, the only thing that is moving Dallas up is their receivers.
Yeah.
Because you look at it, I think Chicago's got the quarterback advantage, and then you can make an argument for all the other tight end. Ferguson's a little bit more established, but you can make a comparison. Yeah, you can make a comp for all the positions on defense, all the positions on offense, except for receiver, right? So that's moving them up 3-4 spots.
It's doing some heavy lifting.
Yeah. So I feel like those two are comparable teams. I just like Chicago's coaching better, and I like their quarterback better.
How about the Detroit Lions coming at number 6 on this list?
I think that's correct.
Yeah. The Baltimore Ravens coming at 5 on this list, even though they didn't make the postseason a year ago. There's some people that love, and I mean love the Ravens.
Vegas loves the Ravens.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we had that.
They have the highest over-under win total in the NFL, or at least tied with the highest, which was like 12.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? Because they win 8 games last year?
Yeah.
7?
Losing record, yeah. I mean, Zay Flowers is underrated. He really is. But, like, you're 11 personnel right now. You're rolling out Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Jacoby Lane. With Mark Andrews, who I like, but getting a little bit older. I don't know about that one.
It's funny to say, I think everybody can guess who number 1 on this list is. And they're probably making this list, and they were probably like, yeah, they're number 1. It's the Rams. And I don't even think it's very close. And it's incredible to even, think that. That's part of, something that I would say in the NFL when talent is supposed to be pretty equally spread. It's pretty hard to make a list of the best roster in the NFL. But this year, it's hard to make it from 2 to 32. Number 1 is obvious, and I don't think it's probably very close.
The Jets?
Yeah, the Jets.
Figured.
Yeah.
Denver at 8's a little low for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of the teams that they're behind.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
And Denver was good last year.
Waddle's going to be a sneaky.
Waddle's going to be awesome. Pairing him with a 6'4" receiver in Cortland Sutton.
maybe not sneaky is what the right word to say, but I think that move probably isn't getting talked about enough. There's a couple things not getting talked about enough. I think that's one of them. Like Tyler Shuck's another one. Like legit. No, it's not even with like a, us being here in South Louisiana. That's just like, look at what he did. Nobody's talking about him.
Feels weird. The stuff that he did at the end of last year, and nobody's talking about.
Doesn't
him.
it feel weird?
It
like,
does.
What?
People still don't even know how to say his name right. I'm not trying to be funny. Like literally, like I will hear people on major broadcasts, major networks, and they'll say his name wrong, and then be like, and they'll try to fix it because they're not really sure how you say it.
Yeah.
And then be like, I don't know, whatever, and then just like kind of move.
They were
on.
just uncomfortable because it rhymes with a curse word.
Well, yeah, but
They're just uncomfortable. They don't want to.
still like know the man's name. Like he's done more than
He
enough to have
played less than half the year, and he came in second in Rookie of the Year voting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess you could say it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be fun. It'll because they're gonna be talking about him come October.
Yeah.
I mean, at least November. There's gonna be a lot more talk about him. So that's why you boys been buying some cards.
All right, we will step away.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio.
How are we doing? How are you? Like, has this been a good morning to like get your mind off of it a little bit? I'm sure you didn't sleep a lot last night.
The World Cup?
Yeah, you were very angry earlier this show, which you hit it well. You did a nice job. Disappointed, but how are we feeling? It's third hour, 9:22.
I'm good.
Feeling better? Nerves a little bit better?
Look, I am not an every 4-year fan. I am an every match, every tournament, every whatever you want to call it fan of the United States men's national team. So I've been through enough of these to kind of know what it is, how to cope with them not playing their best game on the biggest stages. So
Okay. When's the next time I get to cheer for USA?
So you'll have some tournaments. You'll have Nations League. You'll have the Gold Cup. You'll have reports are that we'll be in Copa America as well, which
Okay.
is going to be
Talk
So
to me
it's-
like I'm a child.
okay. It's going to be
Yep.
between like if we're in it. Now it's usually a South American tournament, so every country in South America it's their tournament. But every so often they'll allow like multiple teams from CONCACAF, which is Canada, Mexico, U.S., Panama. Those teams, they'll allow them to enter the tournament as well. And so it would be kind of your confederation, not all of it, but half the teams or the better teams against their confederation. And
Is
you're
that
all
what
together
the
in the tournament.
CO part of CONCACAF and Copa Confederation? Is that what it stands for? What does it
You know
stand for?
what? That is so funny. Like I don't think I've ever.
Like, what is Copa? That was the first thing that came to my mind. Like, what does Copa mean?
What does
Copa.
CONCACAF? You know what? It's so. Confederation of North, Central America, and Caribbean Association Football. That's CONCACAF.
Just rolls right off the tongue.
It's funny. Like nobody's ever asked it. I'm like, you know what? I don't know.
Well, we're
But I
pecking
do
away
know
every
that Copa America is the oldest international continental football tournament in the world.
In soccer, Copa is the Spanish and Portuguese word for cup. Can't be it, right? Yeah, it is. So it's Copa America would be the America Cup. Or Copa Sudamerica. We're learning something, guys. Copa. Wow. Pretty imaginative.
I mean, it's old. I mean, they didn't, back then it was just like, hey, let's play for this cup. We're South America. Oh, Copa America.
Yeah. Love that.
Tay, our guy Bill Bender over at the Sporting News predicts his 12 playoff teams in 2026. I hadn't even looked at the list.
Okay, well, who do we think?
Do I want to open the list?
You might.
I'm going to say that the Buckeyes are going to be on this list.
The Ohio State Buckeyes are on this list.
Oh,
yeah.
weird. Yeah, weird. I am going to say that. Gosh, this is kind of tougher than I thought. Miami?
Yes.
All right, Miami's on this list.
Oregon.
Oregon is on here. 6 seed.
6 seed. Okay. Bill's the Big Ten guy. Indiana.
No Indiana.
Ah, dang it.
Wait, nope. I'm sorry. Indiana is on here.
Oh.
I apologize. He has them as a first-round bye. So
Hey.
So back. All right.
Texas.
yeah, Texas is here. He actually has Texas, Ohio State in the quarterfinals against each other. Fiesta Bowl.
I'm
like that.
I got to say he's going to put Georgia in there.
Yes, Georgia's here.
Yeah, okay.
They're the 2 seed actually
Oh,
overall.
wow.
Okay.
Indiana's 1.
Indiana's
One?
Wow.
Indiana is the 1 seed.
Okay.
Recency bias.
Wow. It's a national article, and I love my boy Bill Bender, but I'm going to say he put Notre Dame in there.
Yeah, Notre Dame's here.
Yeah.
Boo! Wait, don't they have to be put in? Isn't that a rule now? Wait, what was the thing that they came up with last year? Like as long as they have a certain amount of wins, they have to be put in.
Bill puts it in here. He said the changes this year: automatic bids, obviously ACC, Big 10, Big 12, SEC. Highest ranked group of 6 gets a berth, and Notre Dame will be included in the field if they finish in the top 12 of the rankings. So if they finish ranked top 12, they automatically make.
That's the rule, and they will because they play nobody because they're cowards. Can you say that now that
What?
you don't do college radio?
Oh,
That
what?
they're Notre Dame's cowards?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I still like Marcus, but yeah. Notre Dame's been that.
I mean, Marcus, I like him too, but he's the coach of a bunch of cowards.
It's going to have another SEC team.
He's got 2 more, and
Got two more?
he actually has the SEC playing against each other in the first round, like the games that'll be on campus.
2 more. We've said Texas.
You said
we've
Texas,
Georgia.
And you've said
I don't think LSU's in here because the way you answered the first question.
no, LSU is not on here.
Okay. Oklahoma to run it back?
Oklahoma's on there as the 9 seed.
Interesting.
They play an SEC. They play an SEC team.
A&M
Who is the
Play
8
an
seed?
SEC
Who is the
A&M
8
or
seed?
Ole
It's
Miss?
A&M or Ole Miss.
Y'all are right. It is one of those teams.
I'm gonna say A&M.
I'm going to say A&M too.
It's the Ole Miss Rebels.
Ah.
The 8-9 matchup, Ole Miss versus Oklahoma.
All right. Hey, look, when I think of preseason rankings, when I think of how teams are going to do and trying to predict on which team's going to do what and make a run, I usually always default to the quarterback, and I'll take the way Trinidad Chambliss was playing at the end of the year. I'll take him over any quarterback in college football going into the season. Now, I might change my mind after the first couple of weeks, but the way he played at the end of the year, I'll take him over everybody, including the kid in Oregon.
Dante Moore.
And Matt's favorite quarterback is backup.
Yeah, he just got there, Dylan Rowe.
He did. He just got there today.
Just transferred. That broke yesterday, I think. Portal's still open, right?
I forgot about that joke.
Is the portal open still?
I made
Well,
that
I mean,
joke.
you just have to be in it.
I made that joke to you the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, and Dylan Rail, he actually just transferred, Matt, breaking news.
Yeah.
I get a text from Chris Marler, of all people.
No way.
Geez, Taylor, you didn't know he already transferred there? I'm like, Chris, you're not part of the show. You don't get the joke. was like, no.
Inevitably, somebody listened thought that as well, and
Yeah.
they probably should. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
What's this guy's deal?
obviously we gain thousands of listeners every day, clearly across the world,
No doubt.
especially during the World Cup. All these takes. Yeah. Well, let me ask you that. Let me ask you the question about what I just commented on. Trinidad Chambliss, the way he played yesterday. Is there a quarterback in college football you are taking over him to start the year? To start the season based on the performance last year.
Okay, so he was so good last year. But I think sometimes in a conversation like this, we do forget some of the small, and it's not really small, the caveats of he's also going to be playing in a new offense. And look, they can say it's the same terminology, it's the same this, that, and the other.
Sure.
They can say that, and it would be true. It would. Like, we get that. But also, like, not just Lane Kiffin, but Charlie Weiss are not there. So you go and you bring somebody that's going to try to basically, until we're proven wrong, cosplay a little bit of what that offense is.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was there as an assistant to the assistant, and then he goes, East Carolina, right, is where he goes, and he's a coordinator, and then he comes back. And so you're going to be using the same terminology, the same plays, but as you know, calling a play in a field, it's different than knowing what the offense is. I'm sure this guy knows the offense backwards and forwards, no doubt about it, but we have to see how that plays out because, to your point, I would be very excited if Trinidad Chambliss was my quarterback of my team coming back. He's certainly a front runner for that conversation that you're talking about. Mensah, for Miami, like that's new for him too. But like last year at Duke, he was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's been going to Miami, so he's going to have more talent around him. So he'd be a part of that conversation.
Well,
Julian Sayin would be a part of that conversation.
I think Julian Sayin might be the most overrated guy going in the year.
Overrated?
He was
Underrated?
underrated. He was a Heisman finalist.
I knew his feelings about
He
him.
was a Heisman finalist a year ago, and like people forget about that. Jeremiah Smith hadn't went nowhere. Kyle Parker's gonna be great, I think, at Ohio State. Like he's got weapons.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, my man, the General Bobby Carpenter, was like, "Man, Kyle Parker, this kid's pretty good." I was like, "Yeah, I'm surprised he left."
Yeah, he was great last year.
Surprised he left. I thought he'd be one of the bigger weapons for LSU.
Nobody did say Dante though.
I would take Dante just because of
Over him?
just going into the season. He's safer, I think. I mean, he was pretty good at the end of the year. He's back with Dan Lanning.
It's safer because
Second year in the
of-
program as a starter.
It's safer because of the stability around him,
Yep.
right? Not because of the kid.
Correct. Like player for player, I'm taking Trinidad, but situation, I'm probably taking Dante more because he's more comfortable.
Yeah, and that's kind of the question. For me, the question is more like player to player. Like if I'm building an offense around somebody, nobody played better. Even Fernando. Like Fernando looked like a pro out there playing, and my God, was he good. But I can't unsee the last handful of games Trinidad played. The throws that he was making and the plays that he was making. Like nearly single-handedly took like a play away. Like one pass interference not call away from being the national championship game. Yeah. Right?
I mean, I covered the Sugar Bowl. I was on the sidelines for that game, and I was like, "Oh man,
This
dude
kid
is doing some heavy lifting here."
Like threw a back shoulder on a seam route.
Yeah,
which is a big league throw and meant to do it. Now you see a lot of passes that end up back shoulder that aren't necessarily meant to be. Back shoulder on a seam route in college tells me a lot about how much a kid has grown and how much how he's seeing the field. So I'm just saying, watch out for that guy. Like if I'm picking and I'm determining like over under totals on teams, like doing a little Vegas betting, whatever you want to do. If you're looking at before the season, if you're looking at placing or predicting, whatever you want to do, I always look at quarterback and what they did at the end of last year. So I take the quarterback every time. Why, Jacob? Because it's the most important position in sports.
Yeah, go ahead. A couple of returning quarterbacks. Drew Messamaker is going to be at Oklahoma State now, not North Texas. He led the country in passing yards last year by a lot. So going to be a step up, obviously, in competition for him. Darian Mensah, as we said, goes from Duke to Miami. You've got some others. Kevin Jennings is back for another year at SMU, somebody that feels like he's been in college for 17 seasons. Josh Hoover going from TCU to Indiana, so that's a couple of the quarterbacks that are going to be coming back. Mayaba is coming back at USC, right? Yeah. So you have another year of him. He was 5th in the country.
Taylor, where do you rank Marcel at A&M? Where do you rank him in the SEC?
He's killed LSU
That
2
looks
years
so
in a
good
row.
against LSU. Right?
However, dude, you go look game by game, at least rushing wise, LSU's kind of in the outlier. He had 2 games last year where he ran over 70 yards. Only one with 100 yards and multiple touchdowns. That was LSU. I mean, it's like he's been great against LSU, above average against everybody else. I don't know, 5. Not 8, like you said earlier, but I don't know,
I can't
5.
remember what that list was.
5,
Man,
I guess, maybe.
Yeah. It's one of those times where you're looking at something on
4.
Instagram and you're really interested in what you're reading, but it refreshes on you.
Yeah.
And like you can't ever find it again. That's what happened yesterday. It's like I don't know why it didn't refresh earlier before I started scrolling. Pissed me off.
Yeah, I mean, who do you take above him? Arch? I'm taking Gunnar Stockton above him. Gunnar Stockton's won a lot of games there at Georgia.
I'm taking Trinidad.
I'm taking Trinidad.
I'm taking Sam because I'm an LSU guy.
I think Sam's a better player.
Sam's a better player.
So there's
That's 2
4
years ago.
So there's
right?
4 right there. So what, 5th? Alabama, you don't know. Kenny Minchie hadn't played in the conference yet. Missouri's got Austin Simmons. He wasn't great when he played at Ole Miss. I mean, there's a lot of unknown. John Mateer, maybe.
Yeah, Mateer.
Mateer, yeah.
taking
So
Mateer.
okay, so 6.
I'm sure some people are taking South Carolina.
I
I know you're not.
but maybe. So I mean, I guess 8. Maybe he's not because what? That puts him at 6 or 7 right there.
Yeah, not out of the question.
All right, we will take a break. LSU basketball got some news.
What?
Maybe it's not what you're thinking, but it is news.
Wait.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
Hey, where was Nick Underhill this week? Forgot. He's out of town, right?
He's out of town. He's in.
He's on a little vacay.
Is it Ireland? Something maybe?
Yeah, for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Ireland.
It was somewhere. Yeah. Somewhere abroad, if I remember correctly.
This is my country.
If I remember correctly. Always want to remind you about our friends over at Rouse's. They're cool. They're awesome. They're the best. Go to Rouse's.com. Find the location that's most convenient for you, and then you'll be able to check out the weekly specials over at your. Well, I want to say like your local Rouse's, but they kind of got specials everywhere.
Yeah, they do.
It's just depending on which one that's going to be
But
convenient for you. So a little bit different there, but always something going on. Like I went in there the
It's
other
like a
day.
15% off here, 20% off there.
And even when, you have my high that's a percentage off and
Yeah. I got the dates wrong.
the date it still happens. So like it's always something going on at Rouse's. Like I walked in there the other day and I was just blown away with some of the 4th of July specials that they had. And that's going to be, at every Rouse's. So they're going to have those, those broad ones that's going to be at every store, but also like your local Rouse's is going to have local specials for your store as well. So I always give you the website, rouses.com. Go there today.
Get hydrated.
My high is
God,
that.
it's so hot
It's
outside.
at every Rouse's, right?
Yes.
I don't say that wrong? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's one like little smaller, like more middle of downtown in New Orleans. That's a little bit smaller. That it might not be available there, but every other one.
Well, why are you hitting on the small one?
I'm not. It's great. It's a great little spot. I've been to it.
Ooh, little, it feels like you're throwing shade there.
Well, that one's kind of like smaller on purpose, though, because it's like right in the middle of the hubbub. Y'all get it.
No, tell me more.
Go to Rouses.com.
Yeah, go to Rouses.com, Rouses.com.
I need to stay true to myself for a little bit, just for a couple minutes here.
Okay.
I need to give everybody, because everybody's been waiting. They've waited. This is over 2.5 hours now for a Tour de France update. So
Go ahead.
got a big change. It's no secret why we got these yellow panels next to us. Obviously, Community Steel, but the best bike rider in the whole world is now donning the yellow jersey. Tadej Pogačar takes the stage victory yesterday. Stage 3 victory. And takes the yellow jersey away. The Maillot de Jaune takes it away from his rival, Jonas Vingegaard. So they actually, overall, after 3 stages, they have the exact same time. So technically, from a time standpoint, they're the same.
Okay.
But because of the different rules, he wins the stage, so he gets the yellow jersey. So it is up to his team. It's up to his UAE team to defend the yellow jersey now, which is they've proven 4 times already in their career, or in Tade's career, that they are very good at doing that. So it's going to be an exciting tour. They are in stage 4 today. They got about 26.1 miles left in today's race. So looks like the breakaway is going to get away today, Jake. You definitely
What's
remember
that
what the
mean?
breakaway means.
Nope. Hold on.
Uh-huh. What's the big group of riders called? The main group. You remember?
Anyways, U.S. Postal Service.
Yes, supposed to say.
That's what it was when Lance.
Go Lance. That's the Peloton.
So the breakaway is after everybody's kind of used all their energy to get the main guy slingshotted to the front.
No, so the Peloton is the main group of bike riders, racers, usually where the yellow jersey is, usually. So it's like the big group. They all ride together, so they're all drafting off each other and everything. The breakaway is a smaller group of people that go out in front and try to like sprint at the beginning. They break away from the group, and they try to go and they try to get enough. Like usually a small group of like 2 or 3 or 4 is not going to make it because it's not enough people to lead the way and let everybody else draft. But if they get a big enough group, then they can. A lot of times they can survive. They can get out there, and sometimes the Peloton doesn't want to chase them down because they don't need to. Well, today they had about almost 30 riders break away. So it looks like they are going to crush it. The Peloton's almost like 8 minutes behind them with like 25 miles left. So looks like the breakaway is going to win today. They got a couple of leaders. They're fighting for position right now. It's going to be exciting. The Peloton will chase down the breakaway if somebody in the Peloton thinks they have a chance at winning the stage. That's like one of the main GC teams.
Yeah.
GC's general competition. That's the guys that go for the overall win. But like yesterday, the breakaway, all the announcers thought that the breakaway was going to survive and win. But for whatever reason, Tadej Pogacar's team, they spent a lot of energy to attack and try to catch it because they thought Tadej had a good chance of winning. Tadej basically mid-race was like, I feel great. Let's go. I'm going to spend your energy, teammates, because I'm going to go take this victory.
Yeah.
And they did it, and they achieved it. But the whole time, they're like, I don't know why this UAE team's pushing so hard. Well, they figured out why, because Tadej's the man, and he won. And he took the yellow jersey, so it was all worth it. But today, you can tell, like when you have the yellow jersey, pretty much it's your team's responsibility to lead the Peloton the whole time and defend it. Everybody wants to just draft off you. So you can tell that they're not trying to do it. They're like 8 minutes behind right now.
Yeah.
So there's nobody that is a threat to the yellow jersey or in the breakaway. That's why they don't chase him down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just let him go. There you go.
It feels like, to kind of pair this to soccer,
Sure.
it feels like all these players are doing all this work and like, all these passes, and they make the run and they get fouled in the box. And it's like, and then Ronaldo just says, no, I take.
My team.
He grabs the ball.
team.
He takes the penalty even.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then he scores the goal.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot like that.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But what's exciting about the Tour de France is there are some very key stages. There's 21 stages total. There's very key stages in this thing where at the end of the day, your teammates get you to a certain point on the mountain. But at the end of the day, it's usually eye to eye with your rival, the top riders in the whole world, the one that everybody's fighting for and killing themselves for. At the end of the day, it's those two usually that look at each other and they're like, all right, who can climb up this mountain the best?
Right.
And they attack each other, and it's actually pretty cool. Then you see like, oh hell, those guys are really good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We will take a break.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in OTB. I want to remind you about our friends over at Bayou Automotive. BayouAutomotive.com is the website for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. They got a little something for everybody down in Laplace, Louisiana. We always encourage you to go see them in Laplace, but you don't have to. If you want to go to BayouAutomotive.com, you can buy your vehicle right there off the website. Check out the Black Widow package. It is a showstopper, game changer, and they do it better than anybody in the country. It's at the top right corner of their website. Rams, F-150s, Jeeps. They do it in different models, different makes and models. And you can check that out on their website. I promise you it is going to be the thing that everybody stares at as you drive by. And they do it, again, better than anybody in the country down in Laplace, Louisiana. Go find your next vehicle today. They'll deliver your vehicle to you if you buy online. And remember, if you buy, they'll always, if you need routine maintenance, pick your vehicle up, give you a loaner, and then bring your vehicle back. BayouAutomotive.com. All right, let's get to a little Ask the Bench. Of course, Ask the Bench, always brought to you by our friends over at Dos Equis. Go grab an ice-cold Dos Equis. Actually, go for Dos. Hashtag Ask the Bench. What one movie would you pick to represent America? That movie that is just pure Americana.
Rocky IV.
God, I hate you because that's where I was going to go.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's
It's a great answer, though.
Independence Day. I mean, yeah, Rocky IV.
Rocky IV.
I mean, that's the answer.
I like it. Rocky IV.
Top Gun.
Oh, another good one. Ask the Bench. What do you call the clothing you wear in a pool? Swimsuit or bathing suit?
Really good question. I think
I kind of bounce back and forth, honestly. Like, I don't really have a.
it's not like a snowball, snow cone
Right.
situation.
I don't know. I think swimsuit more, but
I
I
do
probably
swim-
go back and forth.
I do swimsuit more as well, but I don't think it's like the snowball, snow cone thing. You're one or the other.
yeah,
and you
you're all
hate
in.
the other side. Like this is like I think everybody kind of uses this little the same.
Somebody said Red Dawn. Great movie.
It's a good
The
movie.
original. Ask the Bench. Are you glad you can rest now like the United States men's national team captain Pulisic? No.
He said
I want
that.
to do a little bit more.
He said he said that.
Maybe. I don't know. I missed that.
Mhm.
If he did, it's not going to surprise me.
All right,
It's
here's
really not going to surprise me.
Here's a good one. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Why has the United States men's national team not reached the talent level of the elite national teams that compete in international play, while the U.S. women's national team has?
I think the United States women's national team certainly was a point of emphasis before some other countries, and then give them all the credit in the world for not only, like, they did it before everybody and they were winning, but then when everybody kind of caught up, they raised their level of play to another level. They didn't just stay there, right? They realized that teams and countries were putting more resources and catching up to them, and they had two choices. We can be somebody that's competitive but not maybe winning, or we can raise our level of play and still be dominant. And look, they're not going to win every tournament anymore, but they still win more than they lose, and so give them credit for raising their level of play.
And I don't think they get pulled away like the men do to other sports as much as they do for the men. Like the right, wrong, or different, the popularity of women's professional sports isn't as high as like